Gentlemen, welcome back to D&D. How are we all?
So good.
That's good.
Muy bien.
So good.
That is.
So good.
That's good. Last session, we began with the retelling of the tale of the Necromancy Queen, Queen Yara, and the tale of Karakan's rebellion. Griffin, Balzanor, and Doks travelled out of the city towards the graveyard, which was blocked by some guards. They're out towards this graveyard in order to find out what's happened to Artemisia's missing duet partner, General Summerlock. As you met these guards, they got a little aggressive, and you got a little aggressive, and you managed to subdue them. They revealed to you that they were also working under Lord Barrenhill. As you entered the graveyard and saw how many, you saw many people and undead gathered around a few necromancers who were bringing someone back to life who was like clad in this sun-themed armor. However, something went clearly wrong, as around his body suddenly emerged a great sun, and the holy symbols of Griffin and Doks began to resonate with the words, Father. All the while, 900 years ago, we got a glimpse into what happened during the end of Karakan's rebellion, through the eyes of the paladin of Palor, Galahad. We saw him battle through Queen Yara's undead thralls, making tough decisions on who lives and dies. In the end, he chose to save the legendary conjuration wizard known as Artemisia, and one of the rogues of his party named Tu. Finally, he faced off against Yara with the help of Karakan and was able to strike through her stomach, but sadly, she had the last laugh, or the last word. Using a powerful and horrid spell, she killed Galahad, and in his last moments, he saw Karakan slice through her neck and she dissipated into a thick, shadowy smoke. Back in modern day, the sun spoke with a mighty voice and it said, No. Suddenly, flares of the sun killed all the undead in the graveyard, and the armor-clad figure, Galahad, was revived. A brief battle broke out, but a decisive victory was won by the Guardians and their new ally. However, one of the necromancers managed to escape into one of the crypts. As Griffin tried to follow them and de-escalate the situation, they had some sort of scroll that they threatened to use, and sadly, Griffin was a little too obvious in his casting of a spell, and too late. The necromancer said the final words of the scroll, and suddenly claws emerged from it, tearing the man into pieces, and using his blood and guts and bones like some kind of awful portal that this huge creature emerged from. It roared into the sky, and that is where we pick up the session. As this thing roars just like out into the open sky, it's still raining, thunder claps in the background, very dramatic scene. And you can see that as it stood like 20 feet tall, it looks up and looms over the area and looks towards sort of like southwards with almost like a longing look, like a, not longing, but just like it's definitely a look with some intent. And that's when you realize that is where the capital is. That's the direction of the capital anyway. How the fuck this thing knows where the capital is, or whatever of that stuff, is unknown to you. But then it looks back down at you as if to sort of say, and it roars back at you as if to sort of say, oh, but now I've got to deal with these people first. Now, Balzanor, you threw a fireball last time. This thing is 20 feet tall, and Griffin is right at its feet. If you throw a fireball...
would like to dispute that. I did say when it was transforming that I would moved away from it.
Moved away from it, yeah? Okay. How far are you moving away from it?
As far as I fucking can.
I'd probably
what
say
you described was a little bit horrific, Ben, and
yes,
even from out of Griffin's stomach, I'd still walk away, I feel.
It is a 20-foot tall creature, very slender, the muscle and sinewy black skin clinging to the bones. It's got this tendrils of shadow sort of clawing at its back and lapping all around its feet. The blood and guts and gore of this person are spinning and swirling around this creature in a 15-foot circle, as you can see. I've drawn around it. And you can literally see like the shriveled heart of this man like flying by, bits of his brain sort of maneuvering past, pieces of ribcage and whatnot, creating this strange aura about the creature wherever it moves. And and as it does roar, its sort of bottom jaw unhinges and opens in like two sort of things, like, really creepy. So, okay, we can say make a quick. I'm going to say either athletics or acrobatics check, your choice, to see how far away you can move during the time that it's coming to life, essentially before initiative starts. I'm going to say up to 20 feet. 5 feet per, well, every 5 on that.
I'll go here then.
Would give you things up to 20 feet. Okay. And with that, gentlemen, we'll be rolling yet another initiative. Por favor.
Did I get a fireball off? Sorry.
He did get a fireball off, and it did fail at save. So he did get the full damage on it.
I've got the higher cast one that you got 28 on.
Oh no, sorry. Looking at this, it actually failed at save. No, passed at save even, as it's only taken 14 damage. Let me just roll for it. Ooh, actually, that's pretty good. It's actually not bad. So yes, an initiative.
Yeah.
Let's go black. Let's go 26. Let's just type that up there. So we have. Could I get an initiative, Galahad, please? But so far we have. And Dok, Galahad, Balzanor. Alrighty. Initiative is just up there in the top left corner. First up, it is Griffin.
Griffin's got 5.
Are you joking?
I was reading his athletics check. That's my bad.
We can, if you want to take that, that's cool with me.
I'm okay. So it turns out then that is the order. And actually, instead, this thing goes first. So it's going to move 5, 10, 15, 20. Okay, this thing is not liking where I'm moving it. 20. There we go. This aura just isn't moving with it. 25, 30. It is a huge creature, so it can move over you guys essentially as it steps over you. It'll be around
purple circle, boy?
That is the aura of crap that's all around it. The blood, the guts, the gore, the everything.
I think you had it on Shield of Faith, Luke, but you might have switched up.
Yes, it was holy weapon. Or divine favor, sorry. Divine favor.
Divine favor.
So you have
Ben, can I brace?
Brace? Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
You brace. Does that activate now
yes.
or at the start of your turn? Oh, right. Oh, does that mean you can make an attack?
It's a reaction. Yeah.
Really, you can use direction spell and make one attack against the creature. Sweet.
Liking Galahad's action economy.
Yes. Sure. Go ahead. Make an attack against this creature.
Oh.
Just hits. As it sort of strides over everything, it like tries to move its foot out of the way, but you just manage to carve through the bottom of its shin. 13.
Plus,
it also has to make a wisdom save. Yes, it does.
13
that's that's a -1.
Whatever it's called. Plus divine favor, which is 1d4 radiant.
Oh no, sorry, wisdom save. I mean, it still fails, but it's not a -1. So that's 13 damage.
Also plus my superiority dice, which is a d8.
Hold on.
So
One
13
thing at a time. So your thing, Galahad. So that's your damage. So 13 slashing
So-
damage.
Plus 2 for the superiority dice.
Plus 2 of the superiority dice.
Plus a d4 for radiant damage because of divine favor.
Okie dokie, roll a d4.
Unless this is some kind of thing that's weak to radiant damage.
Nope,
you very
doesn't
much.
seem like it.
Okay. So that's a 3. And then I don't suppose. Bear with me just 2 seconds while I check bio. I don't suppose this is
This is
undead or fiend,
undead.
is it?
This is undead, so you can add
Get
1d6
Get in. Yes.
fire damage. And 2 fire damage.
I don't suppose I get to see that all over again, do I?
Sadly not, as that's your reaction. So,
You're losing the battle of the circles. This is
You
bigger
are.
than yours.
and as it stands here looming over this, so it takes 19 damage from Spirit Guardians. Damn, that's pretty good. No, it passed, so it it failed Spirit Guardians. So it does take the full 19 damage. So that's
Also, its
damage.
speed would be slowed, so can you take it back 5 feet?
Wouldn't matter. Got chunky speed, boy. And now here's the interesting thing. It's decided that it doesn't like any of this. So you've attacked its feet. So it's going to attack Galahad first. Oh yeah, that's a miss. You can see as it sort of brings this claw out. It swipes at the ground, but its claw is clearly not, its arm isn't long enough to reach. It doesn't even bend over. Almost like the act of bending over and trying to swipe at you would be too sort of like monstrous and ghastly for it. But as it sort of swipes its hand, this shadow and these tendrils almost coalesce and almost extend its reach in a way. So it does slash down at you. And you get the feeling that it could probably slash a decent distance. But you managed to raise your shield, like after this quick attack, you managed to raise the shield just in time, and the shadowy tendril just knock away. And then with his other hand, Dok, it gathers this shadowy essence in its hand, and it coalesces into one of its fingers, and it points directly at you. Can you make me a wisdom saving throw,
At least he's good at them.
please? Dokramir, that is a fail.
What on earth?
You are now frightened of this creature. As these shadows coalesce around you, over you, and suddenly your eyes just almost go to black, and you're just filled with this torment, this dread, this existential feeling that no matter what you do in this life, you're just going to die, and you'll be succumb to the chaos of death.
Already embrace that.
And just this horrible torment and this horrible wailing fills your ears. And sadly, with all this fear welling up and building up inside of you, you, sir, become paralyzed. Yes.
Galahad is a paladin. Does
Yes.
he have an aura yet?
He's a level 6
success.
paladin.
I have aura.
He does have an aura. Therefore, you are saved from being paralyzed from this frightening effect. And that, I think, is its turn. Let me just double check. But aura. Yeah, that's pretty much its turn. Next up, Galahad.
Need to remember you're a paladin, Luke.
Oh no, next up, Dok.
I
Next up, Dok.
have so many things I've got to remember.
There's a lot in it, yeah. Multi-classing just gives you a lot of shit.
Dokramir.
Okay.
And by the way, you are now immune to this effect.
Sweet.
Haha.
Okay.
Loser.
The holy weapon, the spiritual weapon, is going to come in. And I'll take an attack with that as a bonus action first.
Oh. I'll let you do this. I meant to say at the start of your turn, but I'll let you do this first. Is that a 30 to hit or 30 damage?
That's 30 to hit.
Oh, fuck yeah, that hits. Jesus Christ. This thing just flies around and almost pierces its side. In quite a ghastly
23
way.
damage.
Oh.
Sheesh. Yeah. And I actually meant to say, can you make me a Constitution saving throw at the beginning of your turn? But it's fine. 7. Fantastic.
What's your charisma modifier, Luke? Just what bonus you got? Is it 4?
It is
12.
3.
Okay.
Doc, you take 15 necrotic damage.
Okay.
And you have disadvantage on attack rolls, ability checks, and saving throws made with strength and dexterity. As this aura sort of almost, you can just feel it tiring you out, seeping the energy physically from you. It's not a fun feeling.
Okay.
Ooh, you still have an action?
Yeah, I'm gonna move away from it. 5, 10, 15, 20. Let me just do some. Let me just work out some angles. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. I'll come over here. 5 feet of movement I've got, so I'm going to come over here. And if it doesn't attack me, then I'm going to cast Sunbeam.
It definitely attacks you.
Ah, well, I'll wait until after it attacks me to cast Sunbeam.
God. A 26
Yes.
to hit. Yeah, I have so many dice I need to roll for this thing. So how much is that? 3. Where are my lovely? Please. 4. $17 plus 20. So you take 23 points of necrotic damage.
That's less fun.
And can you make me another con save?
Sounds like you said, can you make a me?
Can you also reduce 23 from your maximum hit points?
I don't like you anymore.
What does it hit him there with? I'm guessing it's got a 10-foot reach on its arm.
Yes. As
Like what
Doks
you
like
think.
tries to run away, this thing just almost claws down. As he's holding his arm, sort of like diagonally, expecting it to come from there, this thing just whoosh, this shadow just pulses down on your head. Yeah, and it fucking hurts, and you can just feel it again enervating from you.
Okay. Well.
You are now behind a tree.
Oh, am I?
You
Oh,
are.
I am. Hold on. Okay, let me just redo that. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. Am I behind the tree there?
No,
Didn't
you can
the
see
tree
it
also
now.
get slightly exploded?
It did, but it's a fucking massive oak tree.
Okay.
So actually, it's probably on fire. I've probably knocked a
So
lot
no
of it.
one
and then-
needs dark vision is the moral of that story.
Basically, yeah.
Alright, well, I'm going to cast Sunbeam on it, so can it make a Constitution saving throw?
Gladly. 21.
Passes.
Is it half damage?
Yes, that's not rolled correctly, because I've done that at 7th level, so it should be rolling 78, so let me just add an extra 1. So 34.
34 halved to numbers.
Yes.
17.
Yeah, and that's my turn. I'm just going to fiddle with my spell to see if I can get it working correctly.
Cool. Next up, Galahad. Can you make me a Constitution saving throw?
Oh,
You are perfectly fine, sir. You can feel this sort of aura sort of pouring over you, but your holy symbol almost lights and just gives you the strength that you need to do to overcome it. And you can take your turn.
So I would like to drop concentration on my divine favor,
Uh-huh.
and I would like to cast Crusader's Mantle.
Moves with you, centered on you, while in the aura. Each non-hostile creature in the aura deals 1d4 radiant damage when it hits with a weapon attack. Cool. You are now focusing on this. Concentrating on this. That is your action.
Can I then... hang on a second. Can I bonus action Branding Smite and then action Surge to attack?
No. Because A, Branding Smite is a concentration
It's a spell.
spell, and B, it's also a spell.
Is it?
Uh-huh.
Oh, it is concentration. But can I action Surge and then attack?
Uh-huh.
Cool, well, I'll do that.
+21
Hey.
definitely hits.
Gosh. Plus 1d6. Of that sweet, sweet flame
Bit
damage.
better. Are you smiting into this, or are you nay?
I am not smiting on this one.
Alrighty. 27 also hits.
Plus d6. Oh, that's bad, but I'd like to smite on this one.
Okie dokie.
Third level smite.
Third level smite roll. 2 first level, 3 for second level, 4 for third level. Roll 5d8. $25. Also roll 2d4 because on your you've cast Crusader's Mantle, so that you should have done that on your last thing. 4, so that's 29 radiant damage. Holy Moses! Yeah, you just start fucking laying into this thing. There's like legs and its shin, and just sort of like it's like just around its like hips and midriff. It doesn't look like it's, you know, as it's being hit, it almost doesn't look like it's feeling the pain, but you can definitely, looking at how you're scarring and how you're cutting it, it most definitely fucking is. As you're just sort of tearing all the skin and the flesh off and just like hitting bone half the time. There's thick black bones. Nice. Is that all, Galahad?
That is all.
Fantastic. Balzanor, can you make me a Constitution saving throw?
No.
What's just mean?
has Matt lost his ability to just roll above 20? No, he hasn't.
No, he fucking hasn't, apparently.
+7 does help there.
It does. You are fine. Again, you can feel this sort of enervating energy sort of pulse through you, but you just are way too angry and pissed off at this thing right now to calm down. What would you like to do?
I'm going to whip out my evil wings with Tasha's otherworldly guides.
That is your action. Or is that your bonus action?
Oh, yep. That's it's a bonus action. Oh, it's a bonus
It's a bonus action.
I love
better.
Fantastic.
When you ask
Forgot-
someone, you give
I
them
forgot
two
it was
options
bonus
and they just go, yep.
You are now concentrating on Tasha's otherworldly guys.
Yep. And now I'm going to make some wacky.
Of course. Roll to hit. I'm assuming this is with your club. 16 hits. Yep.
Yep.
10.
10. And I'll do it again because I can.
Why is there a red circle?
Oh, yeah.
That's
I
my aura of the doodads,
I
the
see.
Crusader's Mantle.
I see.
Oh, max damage.
Nicely done. Yeah, Max. Oh, shit,
Trevor to now be known as the aura of the doodads.
so 16
Is that a 30-foot radius, by the way?
45.
No.
No.
That's
Sweet.
30-foot diameter.
Cool. So, could someone do me a 30-foot radius, please?
Yeah, hold on.
Hang on,
Bring this
hang
over
on.
here.
Bitch boy that's been dead for 1,000 years. You don't just come in here and order people about, alright?
Are you
Make your own
joking?
damn circles.
You see
Hold
the
on,
damage
I got
I've
it.
just smacked on this bad boy?
Oh, just you wait, motherfucker.
1, 2.
This is my speciality, huh?
That.
Sorry, didn't mean to. Oh, that's
Oh my
beautiful.
God.
That's
That's
a
the
thing of
30-foot
beauty.
diameter. That is 30-foot diameter.
Oh, Jesus.
Radius.
Oh, there, Jesus. Or radius, even.
Oh,
And,
my God.
I can't make you control it, so I'll just move it whenever you
That's
move.
testament to how far you run away, Doc. You're not in that.
Nice, yeah. So, yeah, nicely done. As you fly up to this thing, how high are you flying? It's about 20 feet tall.
I'm
so-
going to fly up to the furthest that he can reach me, so I'm not giving him an attack of opportunity.
So you would be
I'm
flying up. God, it's 30 feet tall. So you'd be
Okay.
flying around 45 feet in the air.
Okay, well, I can fly 40.
No, it's 20 feet tall. So you'd be flying 35 feet in the air. So I'm assuming you'd make your attacks
Yeah,
and
I'll go
then fly
35.
up.
Yeah.
Cool,
The wings come up first, so that allows me to have 2 attacks.
cool. Next
Lower
up
planes as well.
is Griffin.
You want what was it?
Oh,
Con save.
Sorry, can I just jump back?
Yep.
I was going to
Okay.
use, just to let you know, I was going to lose 4 sorcery points to get some spell slots back.
Okie dokie. I
Lovely.
believe that's a bonus action to do.
Have I used it?
And
Oh, I
you've
have
used your
it.
bonus action
Okay,
to do
fine,
touches
I'll
of
do it
other
later.
guys.
Later.
Yes, con save for
Carry
me, Griffin, please.
Feel a fail coming. Yes.
Yes, you take. Okay. 14 points of necrotic damage.
I think you mean 7.
I think I do mean 7. You'll also have disadvantage on strength and dex-based attacks, saving throws, and ability checks.
How long for?
You have got no idea.
5, 10. Alright, I'm going to move here.
Uh-huh.
Do I recognise Galahad?
No.
I don't, okay.
No. You'd recognize the symbol on his, like, wherever he has it, as a symbol of Palor, but no, you do not recognize Galahad.
Okay. Well, I'll just shout at him. You've got fancy footwork for a dead guy, and then I will strike at the creature with a straight roll because I've got flank.
Griffin skipped comedy class.
Right, let's go.
Strike this creature
No, that
with
misses.
disadvantage. That misses. That hits, however.
It's just a straight roll in it because I got flank him,
Good point. Yeah.
but it still misses. Right, okay. I will be putting some smite into this one-handed, and then we'll go for a level 5 smite because I've run out a lot of other spell slots. That's still, what's that? 66?
That is 68, yeah.
68. Okay. Let's get a rolling. $68. 26 damage.
Mhm.
Plus the
One-
radiant damage.
Plus 1d4.
Oh, big boy, please give me a 4. Okay.
This is so much damage!
Sneak attack.
35 damage.
Uh-huh.
And then I will retreat. I move 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. I'll come out here.
Attack of opportunity.
It's used its reaction on Jojo already.
It has. Good point. Yes, you just lay into this thing. Sadly, your first attack misses as it sort of comes around and the shadowy essence almost blocks your attack, but the second one just cleaves into its leg and you just tear out a bunch of gore from its thigh with this radiant energy sort of singing with your blade.
As I run away, I'll just shout at Galahad, "Good luck, dead guy."
Its turn now. It doesn't like a lot of things. definitely doesn't like the guy. Oh, you've all been really, really annoying. So can I get Griffin and Galahad roll a d20?
Uh, 13.
An 18. Sorry, Griffin. Can you make me a Constitution saving throw? That also points its finger towards you.
Please be good. 20.
Just passes.
Oi.
As it tries to frighten you, you can feel this existential dread come around you, but it fades very, very quickly with a sort of almost pulsing sensation from your holy symbol.
Bitch,
And
oh
as it does
shit,
that,
bigger turds.
and as it does that, it wafts through the air, trying to hit Sir Balzanor. That is a 21 to hit.
I'm going to cast shield.
Going to cast shield. Ding! Nicely done. It does not get you. In which case, it's gonna stay here, I think. Yeah, it's gonna remain here. As it just sort of like looks around, tries to point a finger, tries to attack, and just looks around, just roars, and again the thunder and lightning just cracks behind it. The rain still pouring and sort of pattering over your armor. Doc, we're back to you, good sir.
Okay. Spiritual weapon first.
Yeah, that fucking hits.
$19 force damage. How far am I? 5, 10, 15, 25. Cool, I'm gonna move back across a little bit and then just clip it with a sunbeam again. So can it make a Constitution saving throw?
Don't forget
That
your
is-
D4.
It's not a weapon attack.
You're not in,
And you're not in
Azora.
Aura.
So forget your D4.
I'm assuming a
use this piece of-
34 passes.
Yes. So half damage.
Excellent.
And still not blinded. It's gonna have. It got a 34.
34.
It's gonna have to roll real shitty to fail that then.
Yes.
Assuming it's doable though.
I mean, it
34
depends what
high.
it rolled on that. If it rolled a 14 and it's got a plus 20, then
Well, you don't know. It doesn't have a plus 20. I can
Does
I can tell you that.
Do you have a plus 20?
but it's got at least a plus 14.
I don't think so.
So
I know that like a lot of stuff has like, CR 30 stuff has like plus 19, but
I think
as
you'll
far
get it,
as my
JJ, at some
knowledge
point,
goes.
if you can maintain it.
that's why I'm standing over here.
Indeed, this
I'm
thing.
gonna let you go. I'm gonna let you guys. I was
This
having this
thing,
debate
you
with
can
Ben
tell,
earlier while we were playing
despite-
games. I'm like, oh, do I get in close or do I like stand back and sunbeam it? And then I lost my concentration, so I was like, well, I'll go for the sunbeam.
Yeah, this thing you can clearly tell just has. I mean, it doesn't really like feel a lot of what it's taking in, so it has quite a high sort of constitution for things like damage and all sorts of stuff like that. You can definitely tell from now. Is that everything on your turn, Doc?
Yeah, that's me done.
Galahad, can you make me another con save, please? Jesus Christ. Yeah, you're fine.
Sweet.
I'm assuming you're going to whack it again.
Smack.
Smack. And smack you do.
Smack. D4
13.
plus D6.
At this point, this is just a mass challenge for me. Nice.
And rinse and repeat. Oh, actually, no, I'm going to add a level 1 smite onto that, please.
Okie dokie. Add level 1 smite as you just, literally just tearing this thing's legs in the
2d8,
lower
yeah.
half. into absolute shreds. To the point where now there's like hardly any of that sinewy skin and muscle sort of left, and it's just crunching into the dirt beneath it.
That's bad.
Yeah, it's not great. It's only 10.
Cool, and then rinse and repeat, please.
2 for level 1 Luke, and then 1 because it's undead.
Nice!
Yeah, definitely hits. Fuck it, you are getting some hits. 27, 28, and I'm pretty sure in previous ones. Nice. So 2.
I'm guessing, Ben, on my sword where it says it's a critical hit, so yeah.
Yeah, it's a critical hit.
That's
Sadly.
a shame. Not critical damage.
Not critical damage. No.
Can I just... Actually, no, I'm not going to waste it. Ignore me. That's my turn done.
Okie dokie. Because you have reduced it to a certain amount of hit points, immediately after your turn, it's going to give you a whack.
It's going to try.
That's a 25.
Oh, it does hit.
It does hit. Can you make me a Constitution saving throw, please? So that's 6. That is 20 points of necrotic damage. And can you take that away from your maximum hit points, please?
Come again.
Can you take 20 points away from your maximum hit points, please?
Fucking hell.
Yeah, this thing's not nice.
Scratch.
Tis but a scratch.
Just a flesh wound.
What do I need to roll for my cons?
Constitution saving throw again for Holy Aura.
Oh.
Yeah, that's fine. Perfectly fine.
Rolling con saves.
I mean, I'm going to be honest. If the damage is less than 26, no. Because yeah, half would be 24. Because half would be 12, and then he would get that even if he rolled a 1. So 26 plus damage. You're fine on con saves. Fucking all right. The rest of your turn. Or was that the rest of your turn, Galahad?
No, that's my turn.
Yeah, that's your turn. Balzanor, you are flying 15 feet above this creature.
All right, I'm going to take disengage action.
Alrighty.
And fly a bit further, so I am fully out of its area.
Okie dokie.
Aura. And then I'll fire a firebolt cantrip at him.
I'm assuming that is using sorcery points to make it a bonus action.
No, firebolt.
Yes, but
cantrip,
disengage is an action, and it's also an action to firebolt.
Sorry. Okay, then I'm not doing that, but I will use my sorcery points to get 2 level 3 spells back. So that's
okie dokie. You get to 3 level spell slots back and proceed to continue flying up in the air. How high are you flying up in the air?
So what's his range?
You are 35 feet up in the air now.
Yeah.
What you've seen.
I'll go 50. I think
50.
Can't really see 50. I think.
Okie dokie. Another 15 feet up in the air to make it a 50. Nicely done. Griffin.
Do I still feel the effects of the aura?
Of the aura, you'll need to make me another Constitution saving throw to find out.
Okay.
I assume I'm out of the aura. That was the point of flying up.
Oh shit! Yes. Yes. At the start of your turn, you were in the aura. Can you make me another con save, Balzanor? Just.
Oh my giddy aunt! That's the wrong way round.
Oh.
Balzanor fails as well. So Balzanor, actually, can you also just take off 10 points of necrotic damage? And yeah, you fly it, that's fine. Griffin, no, you are still under the effects of this disadvantage on strength-based attack rolls, ability checks, and saving throws.
Okay, I'm gonna look over at Doc, and I'm gonna say, "Oi, wee man! How about you chuck a bit of healing my way? I've heard a lot about how good you are and all this blah 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 shit."
Griffin's asking to not get healed, basically.
Also, cool shit with the sunbeam, and then I'm going to raise my War Axe of Tyr to the sky, and a strike of lightning is going to hit it and imbue it with thunder damage as I cast Thunderous Smite as a bonus action.
Alrighty.
I'm going to run in 5, 10, 15, 20, and I'm going to get just a standard roll on this attack, flanking with Galahad.
Uh-huh.
I would love to hit. That would be so good. 25, yes, there we go.
25 does hit, yeah, as you charge in, and there's just... And you can physically see, like, the rain droplets all around your strike just... like, echo out as it strikes. Another 10 damage.
I shall add a smite into that. So that's a 68. Please be good.
I thought you just said that's sort of the 68 damage.
It's not a million miles away, Luke.
And
then 2d6.
2d6 for Thunderous Smite.
Of thunder.
Plus your valuable
the
D4s.
The
Don't
double
forget
ones. The motherfuckers.
Don't forget your D4 from the.
Yeah, don't forget your D4.
1 damage.
1 damage.
Luke, you're like a mum who's taking her kids to fair. Like, don't forget to eat your cookies that I baked you.
Actually,
Yeah, you...
Right.
Is it not 2d4 if it's a fiend?
No. Because this isn't a fiend.
Or an undead?
Why would it be 2d4?
Well, because aren't they...
Says Mantle, while in your rage, deals an extra 1d4 radiant damage. No, it doesn't say in the spell that it deals extra damage to undead, so no.
I thought
that's only for... No. Not all... Some undead do. Not all undead. And you still have another attack, Griffin, as if that wasn't enough numbers.
Throw.
It's huge.
It's
and therefore it doesn't matter.
I had visions in my mind of me basically knocking out King Kong. Okay, fair enough.
I believe it does say large or smaller in this spell. I might be wrong, but...
I don't think it does, actually. Additionally, if the target is a creature, it must succeed on a strength saving throw or be pushed 10 feet away from you and knocked prone.
Fuck, okay. Strength saving throw. What's your spell save DC?
I think it's 17. Let me double check. It's 16 or 17. 17.
17? Oh, passes.
I thought
for a minute it was 18 and it would have failed. It got 17.
Oh. Right, I'm gonna hit him again for the shits. The shits and the giggles. Let's go.
Yeah, this thing is really starting to look a little bit rough now. As you pumped, I mean, at this point, just so much damage into it. Yeah, that hits.
One-handed, and then we'll go with my final level 4 spell slot for another 68 damage. Ben, if you're getting sick of this at any point, just say. That is
fine. That
absolute
is
dog shit.
Not great.
16. Then I'm assuming I don't get your mantle again, Luke.
Yeah.
Isn't it on
any weapon attack? So roll another d4.
I suppose it is only a d4. You're chatting some serious shit over there, Galahad. And then I shall finish with a little flourish and just looking over at Doc again and just say, remember what I said, boss man.
Boss man.
Alrighty. So, this thing has taken a lot of damage, and it's clearly looking very weak. Like, it basically has nothing for legs at this point. except for just two like bony stumps. Like it's fucking.
It's about 5 foot shorter than when it started.
It is. It's fucking horrible, and it's looking around. Let me get this back. No, it doesn't. Fuck. That's probably a good thing actually. So I was looking around, and Griffin, you made a big bang. You made a really big bang. I know Galahad did a lot of damage, but you made lots of noise. And this thing isn't very smart. So it's going to attack you first to see if that hits. Hits for 20. Wait, does 20 hit?
No.
Doesn't hit for 20. Then it's going to make another attack. But a 26, I'm assuming does.
Yeah, I can't even shield that. Fair enough. Yep.
So, is can you also make me a Constitution saving throw?
Oh, with pleasure. I haven't passed one yet, so I'm feeling like one's due.
I'm using my Sentinel feat below Ben.
In your Sentinel feat, gain 5 better when you from 0, potential opportunity to attack into disengage action. You makes attacking against target other than you. You can use your reaction to make a melee weapon attack against the attacking creature. So when it makes an attack against a target other than you, and that target doesn't have this feat, you can use your reaction. That's such a. There's so much to the Sentinel feat. Jesus Christ.
Does that help me in any way? Or...
I get an opportunity attack.
Okay.
And it can't move. If I hit it, it can't move.
If you hit it. That does hit.
Plus D6 and D4.
So Griffin, that is 20 points of necrotic damage against you.
First.
Yeah.
20?
20 con save just passes.
Phew. How much necrotic damage?
10.
10. I was just going to ask. I wasn't doing it.
Oh, right. All right. It was 20. It is now 10.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, Galahad, that definitely hits. Yes, it does. Yeah, of course that hits. I was just checking something else. For 11 damage.
18 damage.
18 damage. Yes. Yes, thing's fucking. Oh my god. This thing's really looking rough now.
Like concerned about having two paladins in the same party. I think it's going fine.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah. I think this is going swimmingly. Oh, what's it gonna do? What's it gonna do? What's it gonna do when it comes for you? It's going to. What's it have on its thing? Fudging hell. It's going to then do nothing. There's nothing it can really do. I mean, it can't move, can it?
Nope.
Yeah. I mean, it can, because it says when you hit a creature with an opportunity attack, its speed becomes 0. It hasn't been hit with an opportunity attack. It's just been hit with an attack that you've used with your reaction.
Oh, that's a technicality, and I don't like it.
But it isn't going to move. It ain't no coward. It ain't no bitch.
It's not going to move. It just wants you to know that it could have moved.
Yeah. Doc.
Your holy weapon's not done much.
Spiritual weapon. That's done pretty damn well.
Is it?
I can't tell if you're joking, Luke.
Is it attacked every turn?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I've clearly not been paying attention.
Done about 20 damage a turn.
Oh, I thought it was just.
Sorry,
something
man. I've
every
just been
turn.
so focused on my own performance. I just couldn't see anyone else's.
Listen, I've been dead for 900 years. Okay.
Things are
Doc,
still a bit
it is
rusty.
your turn. Let's finish this thing. It is not looking great. Its roar is becoming sort of very throating, gluttural. Yeah, its lower half is just destroyed. Balzanor's hanging above it. You got the shot. Take it.
Balzanor's always hanging.
Okay, well, we'll start with a good old bonus action that has now been jinxed by Luke. 21 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
Oh, Luke, look, he's using his butcher weapon.
I
17.
It's about time.
17. Oh, not quite enough, I'm afraid. It's just about up.
Okay, then I'll tell Griffin if he wants healing, he needs to come to me. And I'm going to sunbeam it again. So, can it make a con save? Oh, that's
It
shit.
can. 29.
15,
But
and I'll make some concessions by moving slightly closer to Griffin.
I think it's dead, JJ.
how would you like to do this, JJ?
Oh,
As even though it passes, it was
Just-
on that low health.
just kind of like the snake from the dueling club in Harry Potter, where it just burns up from like the ends into the middle.
Yeah, just strikes a square in the chest, and then just from its end, it just sort of burns out, twists and turns, it convulses, and just falls into this. And as it sort of burns up, you can see no pieces of it are sort of remaining. It just burns up into this strange, cold shadow that drops. And as it does drop, Galahad, you feel, just this sort of cold, necrotic chill. But Griffin, you feel a sensation, again, as I mentioned last week, that you've definitely felt before. This strange, shadowy sensation that you get often when you cast your darkness spell through your sorcery points. Or at least a very similar feeling. And it just pools to the ground and vanishes. I would like to congratulate you all on doing 350 damage in about 4 rounds. I'm proud of you all.
Hot damn sunshine.
Creature falls. There's finally quiet, other than the occasional crackle of thunder and lightning in the background, and the rain still pouring over this area. What you all doing now?
Oh.
What's a habitation?
Slow myself down to the ground.
You still have the necromancer on the ground. He
He's out
seems
it's cool.
okay. He's like KO'd on the ground. He seemingly didn't take any of the effects of the aura. None of that seemed to affect him, so you can almost surmise that he was immune to necrotic damage.
Okay. Well, I want to walk up to Galahad and extend a hand.
Oh, I've seen this one before. There can be no witnesses.
I'll shake his hand.
I'll just introduce myself.
I will
People call me
also
Duck.
offer out a hand.
Good day, Dokramir. I'm
Love it.
Galahad.
You sound like every quest NPC ever.
How is everyone looking?
I've been better, wee man. Been better.
Alright.
I'm definitely about half health.
Well,
So-
I'm at a 3rd level spell slot, so I'm going to have to fire Aura of Vitality out of a 4th level spell slot. There's no bonuses to that, except everyone gains +4 to this roll instead of +3, so... We'll start with the man who's bitching the most. 15 hit points.
Hey, that all you got?
13 hit points.
28.
17
Nice.
hit points.
What's that total? Run me through that again. So that's
So that's 33 plus... That's 45 hit points off those
45. Okay, that's me perfecto, actually.
Okay.
Beautiful.
How are you looking, Galahad?
I've been better.
Okay, there's 11,
I mean, you just happen to be alive, right?
13,
Yeah, keep me coming.
11,
Keep it coming.
16.
If you could give me 4 more, that'd be lovely.
If you only need 4, I'm going to move on.
Yeah.
How are you looking, Balzanor?
60 out of 105.
6 out of 105, okay. First one. So you
Uh,
Oh, good
50.
moment when the sorcerer has more hit points than the paladins.
This is
Second
very
one,
sad.
11.
How much
and
is
this
first
the
one? Says
last
15,
one
isn't it?
for...
Galahad, can I extend you a hand? But can I try and give you quite a crushing handshake, like you do when you're in a business interview?
yeah,
Just make
no,
a
it's-
strength check.
Just a straight strength check.
Yeah, just straight strength.
How much are we adding for,
Can I
Jaden?
contest that?
So
the roll.
you've got a total of 18.
You can, yeah.
So you've got a total of 26 from me.
Oh no!
If I'm honest, it's a really limp handshake from both of you. But
They
like,
didn't even meet hands. They
Griffin-
went to try and grab hands, and they just sort of missed.
yeah, they
Oh,
kind of missed and then just sort of came together like, yeah, hi.
We'll move on.
Paladin of Tyr, what are you doing here?
That's some fine swordsmanship you have there, sir. Are you some warrior of note?
I'm Sir Gerahard of the Sun Guards.
Ah. Good for
I
fucking
thought-
you.
I fought them on the beaches.
I fought him in the fields.
Is the sun god still
I
a thing?
actually
then?
love it. Make a history check.
Let's have a look here.
Could one be persuaded to make it a religion check?
Yes.
There we go.
Yeah, so Griffin, you're trying to think like sun guards. Nah, I've never heard of them. But Doc, you recall the sun guards. You recall tales of a very, very old time of the sun guards, especially, and it's quite apt, through these stories of Karakan, the famous dwarf that ended the Karakan rebellion. He had with him someone called Sun Guard, a Sun Guard, apparently the very first Sun Guard. And to your knowledge and to your memory, through your teachings with Meredith and through maybe some study you've done, the Sun Guards did fizzle out. There was a lot of very, very high standards for being a Sun Guard. And generally, and there's a lot of different gods to be paladins of. And to be a paladin of Palor, you've got to be like best of the best, amazing paladin, a very apt swordsman, a very good person. You are judged by, the father of the gods themselves on a daily basis. So to be a sun guard was something that, many people pursued, but over time it fizzled out. There were other things, other gods that needed paladins and things like that, and it was a very high task for people to sort of uphold.
There are no sun guards anymore. They fizzled out. Some, would I know when? Like some 100, 200, 500?
The stories sort of vary because you would know this from a dwarven perspective and from a religious perspective,
Okay.
but generally over 100 years ago, over hundreds of years ago,
So
that's about all you would know.
they fizzled out hundreds of years ago.
Hundreds of years ago. What do you mean? I am the first. Where are we anyway?
We're in Ambyr with about half a day from the capital.
How the devil did we get here? Last thing I knew, I was fighting the Necromancy Queen. And then I wake up here with you lot.
Galahad, it's at this point you look around and you begin to see the graveyard around you, and you recognize a few gravestones that, you know, when you made your march, for you only yesterday, you marched past this graveyard and you could see this was a newly built place, completely newly built, because the death toll of Queen Yara's reign was so high. But now this graveyard extends for over a mile. The gravestones here that you remember seeing were nothing, and the tree that was here was nothing but a small sapling.
What year is it?
901.
I'm coming up with years, so you can just tell them the year.
Yeah.
Say that again.
That again.
Don't joke with me, dwarf. I'm not in the mood.
I'm being serious.
You hear a voice from Doc's belt that just goes, "You're fucking old, son!" I'm still the oldest.
Oh, yes. Cathaniel.
Yes?
I'm just like, this is Cathaniel. He knows
Hello.
quite a lot.
I do.
You introduce him to everyone, or
No, you guys would
fuck?
have met him by now.
a talking head? Does
Hello.
Cathaniel recognise this geezer?
No. Were you born about what is it now? 7,742 years ago. Alive around
Yep.
then?
No, I bloody well wasn't.
Ah, okay. Well, you look very young for your age.
What's your name?
I told you. Sir Galahad of the Sun Guards.
I think last session you said, Ben, we would sort of recognise, or like the Darkwood from the Tales of Sir Carrigan.
Yeah, with that religion check, yeah, you definitely... Things suddenly begin to click in your head. Especially from seeing a skeleton, nothing but a skeleton, and this armour suddenly being reborn as this thing where they are, Palor. Yeah, you definitely, something would definitely click in your head, and you'd, yeah, probably realise, shit, this actually could be the same fucking guy.
So, these people, and like gesture around to the bodies of the cultists and stuff like that, were trying to raise you up as part of their undead horde that they were amassing. But it seemed like Palor just sort of like gestured to the suns on his armor and his shield and stuff, protected you in some way, has returned you instead. One of my friends, good bloke, not here right now, but sometimes it feels like he's right next to me anyway. Glyndan has had a vision that Queen Yara has returned somehow and is going to attack the capital once more.
Returned, you say? So we succeeded in vanquishing her.
Yes, so Carrigan's
You mean to tell me
rebellion
it's
was
some...
successful.
I'm some 900 years in the future.
Yes, it seems that way.
It perhaps seems like more than fate that you are to come back at a time when your old foe is also returning.
Indeed, perhaps I can be of some use to you.
I
I've
don't
fought her
know.
once. I'll do it again. Especially with this strapping young dwarf by my side, I hope. You look like a jolly good godly fellow.
Indeed.
Man to be relied upon.
Thank you. Yes, I am a follower of Apollo myself.
Excellent. A noble god indeed.
And it's kind of weird, as you, all three of you, sort of step into the middle, you do begin to realize that the holy symbols on your chests, or wherever you have them, do give off a very, very faint sort of glow. As if to almost as in their auras, their gods almost recognize each other. I mean, you guys are paladins of three of some of the most, one of you is a paladin of the most powerful god there is, and the other two are, his two in the pantheon, sort of two of his eldest sons. There are other sons and daughters that are eldest as well, but definitely seems like a pretty cool thing. And there's Balzanor flares in his eyes, just...
I am my own god.
Don't blaspheme in front of me, boy. There is no fire so great as the fire from our Lord Palor.
I'll just lean into Balzan and just say, this bloke's a bit old school, isn't he? Alright, a bit hardcore.
Need to get down with the kids.
Yeah, I dare say there's not a whole lot different between him and the cultists we've just vanquished in their own way.
Right, so we're going to kill him now, are we?
We're not going to kill him now, we'll kill him later when he's not looking.
Yes.
We're actually here on a job.
Yeah, we've got someone to try and find. If there's potentially more of these cultists around, would you be up for at least staying with us until we return to the city? Giving us a hand?
Certainly I would.
Excellent.
Any chance to vanquish the darkness of hell? I'm there, boy.
Excellent. Then can we interrogate our unconscious man?
Indeed. Yes, you can. In order to wake him early, I pretty much know the answer. You either have to heal him or cause him a bit more pain. Which one?
Who blinks first? Oh shit, what a misclick, sorry. That's fine.
Yeah, you just, you wouldn't have even had to roll for it. He's he's unconscious on the ground. You just sort of think that, nudge him aside really, really quite hard. Just coughs up a little bit of blood, pulls out a tooth from his mouth when you whacked him in the face with the flat of your axe. Oh, fuck. Looks up at you. Oh, fuck. What the... Oh, pissed
Hello,
off, guys.
matey.
Oh,
How you doing?
well, I've certainly been better. And he tries to sort of like crawl somewhat onto his knees, trying to attempt to get up onto his feet, but in a very slow sort of stupor, not in some kind of super aggressive way, just sort of trying. Takes a little bit of time too. Wipes his nose with some blood. My friends, you killed them all.
They were trying to kill us. I think it was a bit of back and forth.
Well, that is fair. Well, I think you really only have one option here. That's really to let me go.
How'd you figure that?
Well, because I'm not going to tell you shit.
I'm not so sure. And I'll cast Zone of Truth.
Oh, I was literally about to say.
I've got it as well! Let's rip off.
And Balzanor was there prepping a fireball. Like.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see if he talks without his legs.
Talks about his legs. You don't need those.
Yep. So, Zone of Truth. What's the save he has to make on that?
Charisma.
Charisma, you say. Interesting. How very interesting. I don't know what a charisma save is. Oh, what's the DC, my young man?
17.
Ooh. Okay. Do you know whether they passed or failed?
Yeah. No, I don't. I haven't read it yet. Hang on.
Yes, I believe you do.
I feel like you would know, yeah.
He passed.
Okay.
Zone of Truth.
Now you're casting it? Okay. Okay. He failed.
What the fuck, bro?
He rolled a 19 and he has +0 to his
Oh,
saves.
get in the bin.
I'm so sorry.
No, it's not your fault, man. I'm just getting out paladin. I don't like it. Oh, we'll go one day. You and your wet handshake. We'll go one day.
So, Zone of Truth, Griffin tries to cast it, and this guy almost shakes himself off, but he uses quite a lot of energy to do that. And in doing that, he almost falls to one knee for a minute. And in that sort of moment of weakness, Galahad, you take this opportunity to cast it again. So you create a magical zone that guards against deception of 15-foot radius until the spell ends a creature into spell ready for the first time. An affected creature is aware of the spell and thus can avoid answering questions to which it would normally respond with a lie. Such creatures can be evasive in its answers as long as it remains within the boundaries of the truth. Okay, cool. You've cast Zone of Truth. What would you like to ask him?
Who is your
Where
master?
is she?
He is silent.
What was all this for?
He is silent.
We can play this game if you want, but as a man who's been to a few of these things myself in my time, I was very disappointed. It was very low-key affair. You obviously hadn't put a lot of effort into it, and that's okay, that's fine, but it's just one of those things, isn't it? It was a bit pathetic.
He manages to stand back up to his feet, and he pulls down his hood, and he reveals this human man, fairly sort of slender face, not a very good-looking man at all, but
Never her.
still he sort of looks at all of you and just says, "You know when I'm lying. So why don't I say this? It's going to take a hell of a lot to make me talk. Because whatever you can do, he can probably do a lot worse."
Who is he?
Silence.
Where is Jarl Summerlock?
I have no idea who that is.
What is your name?
Silence.
I'm gonna take his legs out from under him.
Yeah. Roll me a quick. I'm just gonna say roll me an attack roll. I mean, he's on like 1 hit point.
Yeah, I'm not trying to kill him. I'm trying to
Yeah. So really, just roll me an intimidation check. I'll say with advantage, as he is, woozy. 13. You manage to, with your hammer, just sort of whack his legs from underneath him, and he falls over, and he just sort of looks back up, and then he suddenly feels the pain in his leg. It's like I told you. You're gonna have to do worse than that, dwarf. He just sort of kneels there.
I think this guy might be a waste of time.
It's never too late to repent your sins
I'm
and turn
going
yourself
cast
to the gods.
Command, and the word I'm going to use, I'm going to command him to confess.
Okay.
He has to make a wisdom saving throw DC 19.
He fails. What are you
It's a
What are you
one-word
making him
command, so
confess?
the word I'm going to use to command him is confess.
Okay. So he fails. Suddenly his brain is sort of just racked. Oh, we were trying to bring the paladin back. She wanted him back. He told us she wanted him back. Ah.
Who's she? Who's she?
Yara. Queen Yara. Apparently.
What does she want with the paladin?
I don't know. He never said. He doesn't tell us much.
Who's he?
And there is just, like, you can see him just boiling up on the inside, and literally his face goes the brightest red you've ever seen, trying not to say these words. Lazarus Barrenhill! Oh, fuck.
That name mean anything to you, Doctor?
I've had a run-in with Lazarus in the past.
Good guy?
Not especially.
Ah.
Griffin, you would have
One problem.
at least a basic knowledge of some of the lords, so you can make a history check.
My best skill.
So hang on.
DC's
can I just
fairly low.
Clarify. So they were trying to. He said they were trying to bring Galahad back because Queen Yara wanted him,
Yes.
but they are working on Lazarus's orders.
He's working for her. Yeah, Griffin, you're like, not familiar with the lords.
Didn't listen in those classes.
Didn't,
I
yeah,
didn't go to class.
Didn't listen. Yeah, just didn't. Not something that came up in your line of work and in a lot of things that you've done. So, no. You were mainly sort of like, East Coast based, or like Eastern based, and this is clearly something from way over here, past the mountains.
Where is he
People have
now?
gone missing in this graveyard. What happened to them?
He points towards the very large crypt. Here. What did someone else ask a question?
I said, where is Lord Barrenhill now?
In the capital, in his mansion. Because of all the lords have been given a mansion. Many of the higher status ones have a mansion in the capital anyway. He's in his. He's just there, like, pounding his own head. Like, probably at this point causing, like, serious damage to his head. Like, proper punching himself.
No one knows who you are, Luke.
I am Sir Galahad.
It's 900 years ago.
Yeah, I think a bit of dementia's kicking in, mate. You've said your name quite a few times. Okay. What are we going to find in that crypt?
People. The guy. Probably. I don't know. The people we were reviving. Well, not reviving, using to revive people. Energy has to come from somewhere. Fuck.
Have everything we need here? Okay. I'm going to heft my axe up a little bit and just, like, as if I'm going to strike him, just say, well, you've been very helpful. See if he reacts at all.
Please. Do it.
Are you sure?
I'm just going to put a hand at it. A man in battle is one thing. A man on his knees is another.
I
Right,
respect,
at you.
Dr. Premier. He
respect
should
the
stand
sentiment.
trial.
Trial?
This man has crimes that he has committed, and therefore he must answer to the lords of the land. Who are we to take his life here?
Okay, well, thank you for reading from your rule book. I suppose this is your territory. And you're quite experienced with your age. I'll defer to you on this one, Sir Galahad.
He looks at the both of you, Griffin, not Griffin, Doc and Galahad, and he just says, "I never knew the church raised such wimps. Come on, do you not have any fucking balls? Kill me!"
I'm going to cast Immolation.
Oh, fucking hell.
Why don't I have counter spell?
What's the save?
I don't know. Let's have a look.
I mean, it's half
I think
damage
it's like
anyway.
Oh yeah, it's half damage anyway. Yeah, he's fucking gone. You cast Immolation, this beam of fire just stretches out, and it just and through the wind and the gale that's blowing around with this rain, the ashes of this necromancer just blow
Dude,
away.
that's a bit metal. It's a bit too metal.
I was just fed up with the conversation. He wanted it.
Yeah, but there's a swift axe to the neck, and then there's fucking that.
Same effect.
Oh, I can't
Same
say I'm
angle.
sorry to see him go, though.
Yeah, exactly.
What is the plan now?
He could have been
You
more
have
useful
the
alive.
crypt.
He's clearly working for someone and was afraid of them.
Lord Barnhill, we have the information.
Yes, but we have it, and we have no proof. He was proof to the people that mattered.
I'll have the ashes. if you
Paladins
want.
of Tyr was smarter in my day.
There were no paladins of Tyr in your day. Yeah, I think we go investigate the crypt, see if we can find our boy.
You
Can we take a little tea break there because I'm busting for a wee?
yeah. We can. We'll take
Is that
a
why you were
quick
doing
break
the
there,
voice?
and we'll
Yeah.
and we'll come
It
back
doesn't
to you
actually
guys
tell me.
investigating the crypt.
Yes.
I'm going to assume that's a yes. Fantastic. So, you guys are stood there. The body of this guy just now turned to ash. Only his robes and things he had on him remain. There are dead bodies all around you of these cultists. And you've been told that inside this crypt is apparently this person, Jorel Summerlock, who Artemisia asked you to go find. As you approach the crypt, you can see that it is a fairly heavy-set wooden door with these iron rivets sort of going up it, so that even through age it will still keep its shape and form, though the iron itself is rusting and fading. The wood is also coming apart, but yeah, held together by these sort of iron rivets. And upon initial just sort of shaking of it, it is locked.
Is there a visible lock?
There is a visible lock, yeah. There's a visible sort of lock just on the just beneath the handle.
I'm guessing Balzanor would have burned the potential key.
Balzanor only burns. It says it burns the target.
Yeah.
It doesn't mention anything about
His
the
ash,
stuff it
even
has
his
on
ash,
it.
but his clothes and his devices and everything about
I'll
him.
take a hammer
Just
to it.
made.
I like to imagine we're having this discussion and then Doks just twatted the thing. If it's hinges.
Yeah. 21. Yeah, you lean up and it whacks once.
I'm a little
You've
frustrated.
definitely done something to it, and you feel like you're definitely making progress. You can see now it is open a little bit more. The locking mechanism on the inside it seems to be this long sort of like iron rod that sort of goes through and it's holding it together, but now there's a lot more give on the door. I'll have to hit it once more to try and get it open. A pretty decent hit to try. Yeah, and then again, the second one, whole thing blows open, and from the inside you go, please don't have me. Hello. And inside, you immediately just smell this stench, this horrible, wretched stench of bodies. There are a few people in here, not just Jorel. There are at least 3 or 4 people in here. Clearly been here a long time, so long that they've sadly had to make a toilet in here.
Is it dark in here?
It's very, very dark. It is
Can I
pitch
just
black.
tap my shield, just do the light cantrip?
Yeah, and immediately these people they have to cover their eyes. They've just been sat in this darkness for so long. But you also realise part of the stench is several of the dead bodies that have been thrown in here. These bodies aren't just regular dead though. They are. It almost looks like, you know how a raisin once looked like a grape. That's kind of how these bodies look in comparison. Just shriveled, the skin pulled extremely tight to everywhere. It's a extremely grotesque and horrible look. Like the life and the energy of these things has just been sucked completely out of them to try and do whatever kind of spell this was. You remember that there was lots of other undead about in the area, so you can imagine to raise all those, yeah, they probably needed some of these people to do that. And some of those people, some of those zombies, now that you think about it, yeah, did look like some of these things, sort of very enervated and raisin-esque. And yes, there's definitely this sense of whatever the fuck they've done. It was horrid, actually horrible.
Push in.
Yeah.
And can I get in the middle of everyone and just sort of use my channel divinity to heal everyone within 30 feet of me?
Oh, okay.
If it has no more than half its hit points. I guess I'm trying to get people, just for flavour, I'm trying to get people back from being very almost on the cusp of death, if you like.
Yeah, of course. And you can see immediately. You can see immediately many of these people just sort of. A little bit more colour comes to their face, a little bit more just sort of like spark is in their eyes, and immediately just like a bunch of these people just get up and hug you, and it's just this very awkward moment where 3 people are hugging you at once around this light, and then immediately they just run out the door, charging out into the open. God, I'm never going to a graveyard again. And you can see this young man, Jorrel Summerlock, with his identified by his green cape that Artemisia said he always wore, steps out into the rain. Like, oh, the rain. Oh, truly takes a few days without water to really make you miss the fucking rain. And he's just stood like there out on his knees, just like, letting all the water drip onto his tongue and into his mouth. He is not in a good way as he stumbles out and falls to his knees. Thank you all. To be, well, turned into those things. How on earth did you know we were here? Yes. How do you know my name? I don't believe I've met any of you before. Ah! Oh, thank the heavens. Well, I was getting seriously worried. Oh, for a moment I thought it was her that put me up to this. She would have a solo show, but no, she is far too lovely for that. Thank you. I will be sure to thank her as well, but first I need food and water and a decent place to take a shit.
Let's get you and the rest of the people back to the city.
Yes. Oh, Lord. And he sort of gets up, tries to clean himself, offers to help one of the other people who's a little bit older. They're about sort of 50, 60 years old. They've clearly got some kind of injury to their leg or whatever. He looks like one of the sort of people that would be tending to this graveyard. So maybe, because he was here, he was just taken for this job. He sort of helps him up, carries him away. Obviously waits for your lead to leave, but they all sort of gather by the gate, stepping around the many bodies of the people that are here. Not asking any questions, not doing anything like that, just not like trying very, very hard as well, just not to look at the bodies as well, and just sort of stepping through the mud to the gate. Is there anything anyone else would like to do while they are here? There are still bodies and things like that laid about and all sorts of stuff. Or
do we burn this? This is a bit horrific.
I'm thinking we burn all the bodies just to stop them coming back.
But also is a slightly more dignified ending than just being in a massive pile of shit.
Yeah. Griffin and Galahad, do you two want to start leading these people away, and I'll stay here with Balzanor, and we'll just burn all the bodies? Yeah.
Can do that.
Yep.
Just to know your way around the city, old man. I think it's changed a bit since you were here.
I imagine these people will move pretty slowly. We'll catch up with you in like 10-15 minutes, something like that.
We're going to get on like
You have a rather vulgar disposition, young man.
Rather what?
You have a rather vulgar disposition, young man.
I don't know what you mean, you saggy old ballsack, and we'll crack on. Luke, how old was Galahad when he died? Because he looked quite young in the drawing that Ben's done of you.
He's like mid to late 30s.
Okay. Oh, so he was well raised. He had a good background. Went to Eton.
You'll find out if you ask him.
I just can't be asked.
With that, you can very easily, Doks and Balzanor, you're pretty tough guys. You can easily pull the bodies around, and using Balzanor, your magic, just very, very easily raise them to light. The fire catches slowly as it is sort of raining over this area. But this is the burning blaze of Balzanor blaze, so it does eventually catch, and it does eventually just sort of raise this smoke cloud into the sky. By the time you make it out of the graveyard, it looks like it's more smoke. Yeah.
At least the unconscious, hopefully still unconscious guards.
They're gone.
Oh. We'd best be wary when we head back into town. I think we might be part of something a bit bigger now.
Yeah. As you are walking back, Dok and Balzanor, just through the graveyard, you
when
see...
you say gone, like, is there like rope on the floor, like bonds?
Yeah, rope on the floor, cut fairly cleanly.
Okay.
And yeah, they are just gone. There are still like, the blood is sort of like drying where they've, been like beaten and bruised and had their lips cut and things like that. So they were here at one point, obviously, but you're not entirely sure how long they've been gone or anything like that. But they are. Balzanor and Dok, as you're walking back through the graveyard, the rain begins to sort of calm a little bit. It's now no longer a storm, and it's more just like a light, gentle rain. And you once again notice, as you're just walking along, this raven just sort of fly down, perch, and look at you. Just watch you pass. For eventually flitting up into the sky, then begins to fly away. And it sort of flies around behind one of these graves, just a regular old grave, just small grave, and then it doesn't return from the other side. Just disappears. Griffin, you see the same thing, Griffin and Galahad, as you guys are walking along and you guys are traveling down the road, just like towards the end of the graveyard. You can see a raven just sort of fly and land and perch itself on top of the sort of metal gate of the graveyard that's used to enter, and Griffin, it stares right at you.
I'm going to throw a fireball at it.
Hold hit.
Oh, mamacita.
As you throw this fireball at it, almost flicking at it, it's sort of goes through it, and this thing just turns into this shadowy, misty circle. The firebolt flies right through and then forms back into a raven. Blinks a few times. Do
I recall seeing anything like this before?
You can make a history check. Or a religion check.
Or can I do a...
Bam.
I'll stick with that, actually.
17. It's interesting. So from 900 years ago, this might have been a little bit more... not relevant. But you do recall from your sort of training, you don't necessarily think that this is... it's quite interesting. So you're looking at this and think, well, this is definitely something. You've heard of this before. These ravens, they're part of something. You've seen stories of ravens always watching, always looking over Ambyr, but there's no godly or religious connection or anything like that. The only connection you can sort of make in your mind is a very, very old tale of, and by tale, it's basically like a child's story. Or it varied, sometimes it was a child's story, sometimes it was just a ghost story people would tell around the campfire of the Queen of Ravens, who who was always watching, and she was watching children, making sure they, ate their greens and didn't stray too far. And they was always watching the man who was cheating on his wife. He was always watching the man who was taking a penny more than he needed to from a man's, as payment, or always watching the thief that prowled in the night, kind of thing. But it was only a story, as far as you're aware. It's kind of funny now watching it and seeing this and looking at it thinking, yeah, this is maybe a little bit more than a story. And as this thing watches you and stares at you, Griffin, very intently as it's reformed, it gets up, flies behind the sort of hedge, and doesn't reappear.
Neat trick.
You can all head back to the capital. It takes you...
How many people have we got with us, Ben?
You have about 4, including Jorrel.
Oh, so there weren't loads.
No. There was a fair few bodies, at least 6 or 7 bodies in there.
Yeah.
And you saw in the graveyard at least 30 undead.
Okay.
But, no, with you about only 4, including Jorrel. There's this older sort of graveyard attendant, whatever he was, and 2 younger women who look like sisters. They look the same age, both blonde hair, blue eyes, very similar sort of height, and very, very similar look. You can tell there's a distinct likeness there, so you assume probably sisters visiting either a parent or a family member or something. No, just unlucky to get caught up in this situation. It takes you a little while to, a couple of hours to get back to the capital. Where are you going back in the capital? It is now nighttime. It's about sort of 8 or 9 at evening. It is fully night now, and the rain finally stops. Though you can still hear the squelch of the mud beneath your feet, and as you enter the capital, the sort of you can feel the sort of wetness of the cobblestones beneath your feet as well, as they slightly slide about the place.
I think we drop these people off somewhere first. Dark,
Yeah.
do you think your Temple of Apollo would take these people? I imagine they're not in great shape. What do you think? You are on mute, sir.
Yes, I think the Temple of Apollo would be a good place to take them, and we can take them to the one I've been frequenting the most.
Okay. Is that where you guys are staying as well, or are you guys going back to the tavern?
How late is it?
It's about 8 or 9 in the evening.
Okay, I feel like if we've got Jarrell with us, we should go to Artemisia.
Yeah.
I
Cool.
don't think there's any point. 'Cause, I mean, he can find. I think they all need like some rest. And so I think.
You think keep him at the temple and then take him back in the morning?
Yeah, a night at the temple for everyone. Just to rest.
There's also the very real possibility that someone's going to make an attack on these people because they're witnesses to something very illegal.
Yeah,
I guess in that regard we might stay with them.
Yeah.
I'll stay.
Yeah. Of course you can do.
I'll stay and help tend, basically.
As you guys are walking...
Help out.
Yeah. As you guys are walking back through the city streets, it is a strange sensation for you, Galahad, because this whole section with the Cloud District and the Falcon District did not exist yesterday for you. You spent months planning an invasion of just the Wind and Root District, or what in your day was the Cloud and Falcon District. Clearly, it has come a long way since then. And it seems that, as the guys can probably tell you, the places you thought were the Cloud and Falcon District are no longer those places. They're now the Root, the Wind District, and the Cloud and Falcon District have been created since your time. And it's kind of strange to be walking back through this city, a city you once knew well, a city where you were probably trained, and to see the cobblestones on the ground, the large houses, the woodwork and the joy in people's faces, because the last time you were here, you were literally fighting for every inch of these streets against hordes of undead and of enemy guardsmen and all manner of creatures just to reclaim the castle. And as you're walking back, you can almost see a glimpse of it just over a couple of the houses, which is probably a little bit of a strange feeling, finding out that, yeah, you died there, but now you're back here all this time later. As you are walking through the streets as well, it is quite a serene experience. There isn't a curfew per se. There is almost like a suggested curfew. If you want a sort of reference for it, it's how we were suggested to stay inside after the lockdown. It's more of a lot of stuff has happened. People, not a couple of weeks ago, people woke up in the middle of the night and started walking out of the city. You should probably stay inside after dark. Definitely past midnight. So the streets are a lot more quiet than you would regularly see them. There is still the hustle and bustle of several taverns you walk past, and some different places that you might see and experience, the sort of nightlife of the Ambyr's capital. But most part, it's pretty dead quiet. Can everyone just make me a quick perception check? So Gale ahead with an 18, Griffin with a 16.
Doks is hard at work.
I've clicked it, but it hasn't gone through. So it may come in a minute.
He's clicked it, but it ain't come through.
I'm going to click it again and see what happens.
Again. Yeah.
If it's dark and stuff, I would probably put up another light source in the group.
Yeah. Yeah, of course, yeah. Just lighting the way through the city.
Mostly people are
yeah, so Jorel himself is a half-elf. The rest of the people are, the two girls are human. The slightly older man is...
Are we still walking to the Temple of Apollo while we're doing this perception check, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
So... Sorry, I'm just organising something. A quick second. What did people roll?
Between 18 and 7.
Between 18 and 7. Fucking lovely. So.
I was the 7 with a natural 1.
So you're walking through the city. It's a nice, calm, serene experience. Nothing seems to go awry, nothing seems to go wrong, and you make it to the Temple of Apollo. It is a fairly quiet place at this hour. The temple guard is a little bit lazy, a little bit lackluster at the current time. It's mainly just two fairly lightly armoured guys just out the front. A lot of people have gone home, it's fairly late at night. And a lot of the clerics that would offer to guard things are inside, either sleeping or doing bits of work. You can bring them in. The priest that has been greeting you every day when you have been casting your spell, was it your, not banishment, forbiddance? Greets you. It says, "Oh, yes. What have we here? These people do look in a little bit of disarray, don't they? Yes. Bring them inside. Will you all be staying for the evening? Should I have beds made for you? You all look a little well, I don't want to say worse for wear, but certainly.
I will be staying.
Wouldn't say no to
The
some rest.
Galahad should stay. He needs a bed for the night at least.
Okay, find the restroom.
A paladin of Palor. Wow. Oh yes, of course. We will get a bed sorted out for you immediately. And the other two gentlemen, will they be staying, or will they be heading back to their own accommodations? Just to know.
They can happy to stay. So if that's an offer.
Of course, sadly, this can't be a regular affair, but of course, you may stay for the evening. This is absolutely no problem. And the
I'd tuck like 5 gold into a donation box. Just
yeah. There's like
for your
several donation
troubles,
bowls and several donation bowls and things like that about. And yeah, you can head inside, and after a little bit of time, some people come over and do somewhat tend to your wounds. After looking at your wounds of being A, bitten by a vampire, and B, being attacked by this shadowy essence, the people sort of spend like half an hour looking you over, and think, yeah, just a bit of long rest, and you'll have all your hit points back and everything like that. Will be fine. And is there anything else anyone would like to do over this passing evening?
What do I do about my missing maximum hit points?
That will come back at the end of a long rest.
Oh, okay.
Is Doks healing people? I'd quite like to so I would doff my armor and put on a cloak and go out and try and find out which mansion Baron Hill's staying, and just make some subtle inquiries.
Okay.
Seedy looking places.
Okay. Yeah, of course. So you guys are currently here, about sort of here-ish. Yeah, in the. So it'll take you about sort of half an hour to an hour to walk over to the root district if you are making good pace. If you're making fast pace.
Yeah, I'm not going to be out all night. I want to come back for a long rest, but I will just go and make some inquiries, just see if anyone knows where he's staying, and then we've got a target at least. Yeah,
of course. You head out in the dead of night. Some guards look at you a little bit weird, strangely, because no one really seems to be heading out this late at night. Do you manage to rush off? Can you make me another perception check? Also, has anyone gone with Griffin on this, or has he just gone on his own?
Not me. I sleep in.
Yeah, I think we need to sleep.
Fair enough, Griffin, you're on your own.
950 years wasn't enough.
So, Griffin, you rush off to the root district. The streets here are very sort of tightly packed, tightly cornered. It's definitely it's still got that sort of grandeur of being the capital, but it is a little bit more of a slums area. The buildings are packed sort of slightly higher. These streets are slightly sort of closer together. Even the main streets here are like what the alleys are like in the Cloud or Falcon district. So it's definitely got this very, very close-knit feel, and it's a good thing you've got dark vision, because it is very, very dark in and around these parts. A lot of the time the moonlight sort of isn't even reaching between the rooftops of the streets. And make me a... How are you going about finding out this information? You're saying asking some... maybe I don't know, an inn or something where
barkeeps always seem to have a lot of information.
Yeah, of course. I mean, yeah,
like through the rumor mill and something like that.
yeah. It's the root districts. You can find many different taverns. You see, well, you come across 3 different taverns. One very small looking sort of ale house. One slightly larger, looks a little bit more of like a chain kind of place, or one larger one, but that's partially because it's also a brothel.
I'll try the larger one first. The brothel place.
Yeah, head in there. It's a fairly quiet night, fairly quiet run-of-the-mill evening. You're immediately approached by a sort of woman like, ooh, an Asaman. She's very, very sort of flirtatious and moving around with you, but you're able to sort of get to the bar. A few people are looking at you a bit weirdly. You are an Asaman in these parts, something the Root District probably, I mean, maybe has never seen. You don't know. The barkeep, a fairly sort of tall man, approaches you. Coming here a bit late. What can I get you, sir?
I'm after some information, actually.
Well, what kind of information would that be?
I'll just put my hand on the table and just you'll hear a little clink of some coins. I'll just say, just looking for the location of someone important.
Someone important. Well, we get all sorts of important types coming around here and through here. What kind of important person?
A one Lord Baron Hill.
His eyes immediately just sort of like present. Lord Baron Hill, eh? How much gold are you putting down?
We'll do 5. 5 gold pieces.
You know, it's really, really funny. The reflection of the gold is helping me with my memory, but it's not quite enough. It maybe if you put a little bit more down, it might help jog the old knocker.
I'll try and intimidate him, and I'll say, I think 5 is enough, and then you tell me everything you know, and I won't come back again.
Okay, roll intimidation check.
Please be good. Oh, 14. Ah!
Oh, 18. Guy sort of stands there. Well, I'd be sad to lose the business, but if you're not here to drink, you're not here to sleep, not to sleep around, and you're not here to help me jog my memory, don't think there's much I can do for you here, pal.
Can I roll 2 extra coins onto the table?
Picks them up, puts them in his mouth.
Oh, I'm not. They're not going over until he's passed information. He can take one if he wants, but he's not taking all 7.
Okay, yeah. Like he takes one, sort of, puts his mouth. Drops another thing. Well, the lady, or one of these ladies, might be able to help you. As you're probably aware, there's a big doodah up in the castle next week. Mm-hmm. Many lords and ladies from all over Ambyr are coming to these parts. A Lady Examar, just upstairs.
Examar.
One of the fan favourites. She is, how we say, managing these ladies, supplying entertainment. Dear God, no.
I've just got a suggested in my notes, by the way, because I've written one of the whores might know, and it just says vocabulary, and it says this language may be offensive to your reader.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Lady X. Oh God. she might know a thing or two. She's been, shall we say, supplying these lords with entertainment while they wait the festivities. Maybe she might have sent one of her girls up into the Falcon District who might know a thing or two. I think she's just finished with a client. Not a few minutes ago.
Oh, Luke, stop.
Her name is now Lady Petra, and we don't speak anything else.
Is it actually?
Yes, I'm changing it.
I think that's a wise call.
This is what happens when Ben makes up names on the fly. I was just looking at the letter X on my keyboard, and I was like, Xmar, great. And then, no. Anyway, sadly, I left my list of names on my laptop. So
I'll leave him the 7 gold and then head up to see Lady Petra.
Of course. He's happy with the 7 gold, pockets it immediately. And before you go, he just goes, oh, and here. I don't want to be a dick. Sort of pushes you over a sort of flagon of ale.
Okay.
It's not nice smelling at all. But
I'll drink it. I'll drink worse.
That's fair. Yeah, he tells you she's up on floor 2, room 7. So you can head up, floor 2, room 7, knock on the door, and you can just hear this one say, come in, yeah, just getting ready. Is this another client?
Not today, no.
As you enter, oh, that's well, certainly never had many of them around these parts. So, what are you here for then? How much do you pay?
Oh, no, I'm not here for that. Maybe on another day, but this is strictly business.
Business? Well, I don't do much business other than, this. What kind of business are we talking?
Your man downstairs told me that you send ladies of the night to certain high-ranking individuals, and if you have a location, I'd be interested in knowing it.
Well, I might know a thing or two. What kind of person are you looking for?
One Lord Barronhill.
Oh, that creepy fuck. No, I ain't sent anyone to him. He ain't asked for anyone. No, it's one of the underlords who hadn't. He's a bit of a weirdo, that one.
Do you know where he's based?
Yeah, I know. Many of my girls seen messengers and envoys of his walking in and out of a certain mansion up in the old Falcon District. Yeah, large place, real creepy. Red tiles, large black door, big iron gates. Can't really miss it. I could give you the street name. I could give you the address, but I am, as you can see, wasting a little bit of my time here talking to you. I could be with other clientele, and I'm not really getting much out of this, am I?
I see. What are we talking here?
Well, don't get ahead of yourself, young man. Just shiny thing or two to make up for the lost time.
Will this do? And I'll hold up in between my fingers and my thumb 5 silver pieces.
Poof, silver is not my colour, babe. Sorry.
Okay, I'll pocket that and then flick out a gold.
Oh, now you're talking. Griffin, make me another perception check.
Oh no. I'm going to lose my kidney. No! 12.
He lives on... And I don't have a street name, but she tells you the street name. In the Falcon District. It's a bit off some of the main streets to large, creepy place. Can't really miss it. It'll be the place with the blinds drawn all the time. Weird fucklucks in the darkness. Damn elves. Well, takes the gold off you, gives you a cheeky wink. Now, unless you would like any further in my services, I'll be inviting you to. And suddenly, you did not hear the crossbow bolt or the crossbow fired. However, you know a crossbow bolt has been fired. For suddenly, protruding from this woman's stomach is a crossbow bolt. A black, poisoned crossbow bolt that has smashed through the window and hit her straight in the stomach. She falls.
Oh, can I grab her as she
Straight to
falls?
the floor.
And immediately healing hands.
This woman was a commoner.
Yeah.
Even if they rolled lowest of the low damage, she would be dead and minus the hit points.
Okay. So she's dead.
She's dead.
Oh, shit.
And then... Oh. Another crossbow bolt flies through the window and strikes off the door inches from your head. What do you do?
Oh, I'm going to... This lady with a tinge of sadness, and then I'm going to bolt out. I'll bolt out the door, but then once I get out, I'll just close it softly behind me. And then, but like swift walking, but not suspicious. Try not to be suspicious anyway.
Yeah. As you exit the place, you just hear the guy from downstairs. As it's like the floors are, it's like, you know, you've got the bar down below, and then you've got these like balconies all around of the different floors and the different rooms, and you can hear the guy downstairs. Oh, you're not allowed to be there. As immediately he's clearly hurt by something. Oh, I'm gonna fucking get you, prick! And you can just hear the sound of something crashing overhead. As you look down, there is a man a very, very slender man, fairly tall. You can tell he's elven only by his pointed ears that poke out of his hood. He's wielding sort of two short swords, and this huge guy has just cracked like a bar stool over the back of his head. But this guy immediately gets up, swirls around, and then with his short swords, the guy grabs his throat.
What, the barkeep?
The barkeep grabs his throat, falls, collapses dead.
Okay.
You have not
As he's-
necessarily been seen by
Yeah.
this person, but there's clearly someone outside who has seen you.
As he's dealing with that guy, can I just make a bit of a beeline around the edge of the room towards the door?
Yeah. Are you trying to be stealthy or trying to be quick?
I mean both really. So I don't know if that's just stealth disadvantage. I did doff my armor, so
You did doff your armor, so I'd either say athletics using dexterity. So do you have proficiency in athletics?
yes.
So you can either roll a dexterity check
Okay,
with
yeah, I'll
your
do that
proficiency, or a
Yeah.
disadvantage stealth roll.
So that's 12.
Plus 5, so that's 13. You make a pretty good beeline, and I'll say you get to the door, and it's you opening, like, you know, you manage to skirt around this guy as he sort of moves from behind the bar. Several people in the room just suddenly, Lady X, I know. As you know, this person gets behind the bar, starts looking around. People are immediately like rushing around. Another guy tries to drunkenly go up against this guy, but immediately gets a short sword through the gut. And it's as this guy gets
Is it just the one?
it's
Is it
just
the one bloke in here with two swords that's wreaking havoc?
it's the one bloke and two swords in here that's wreaking havoc,
Yeah.
but someone shot at you from outside.
Last bit again. Sorry.
So there's one
guy
guy in
outside.
here with two short swords, but there was
Yeah.
one with a crossbow outside somewhere that killed Lady Petra and fired at you.
Okay. If I've got to the door, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna make a quick getaway to the Temple of Apollo.
Yeah. Just make me another athletics check, if you would please.
With my dexterity still?
If you're trying to be stealthy.
Once I'm out the door, I'm going.
Yeah.
Once
Then
I'm out
just
the door,
athletics. Boy,
Oi.
yes, you are immediately fucking out of there. You are fucking gone like a flash. However, as you are making this beeline, another bolt whizzes through the air towards you. Oh, for fuck's sake, man. Plus 10 to hit. You don't have your armor on, so your AC is just plus your dexterity. So that is actually 11 to hit.
What is it? 10 base plus dexterity?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's 11, and then plus my defensive fighting style is 12.
Ah, fair enough. Then it doesn't hit as you again, you don't hear this crossbow. You can just hear something clatter on the ground behind you, and as you look back, it's a crossbow bolt. You are pegging it through this thing. I'll say with an athletics check, they can make one more shot at you at disadvantage. Bloody good thing it was a disadvantage because that was a nat 20. However, that still does hit with a 17.
Still hits, never mind.
Still hits. As you try and cast shield, this thing just hits you in the shoulder. You stumble. Maybe a dex save. As you're sprinting down this thing, you've just been hit with a crossbow bolt to try and recover from this.
7, shite.
You fall prone. It takes you a little while to get up, and you can see now, just at the end of the street behind you, this figure stood still, and you can see just all around him, mimicking his movements exactly, is a figure in, again, black slender clothes, crossbow in his hand. And it seems he has a very similar spell. You would know the spell, in fact. His mirror image up all around himself, cloaking which one exactly he is in this space. And instead of loading his weapon, he's going to charge straight towards you. You manage to get up, and you can push off again. Can you make me just one more athletics check, or whatever check you would like to make to try and get away from this guy? What are you doing in this situation?
I'm just running for the moment, but if I feel he's catching me, I will turn and face him. But
okay.
15 athletics.
15 athletics. He's going to roll athletics as well. I don't believe they're very good athletics for this. Oh shit. Yes, but stats they have 15. I think that's that makes that 13. No, you managed to outpace this guy for quite a while, and it's and this guy is. You can tell he can dash very, very fast. He is more of a sprinter, but you've somewhat paced yourself in this so that you've managed to just outrun him left, right, and center. Mm. Where are you going?
To the Temple of Apollo.
Can you just make me? I mean, you were just there and you just did it. Make me a intelligence check with advantage to try and remember your way, as you've not really been in the capital before. This is your first time here.
Thanks for the advantage.
Yeah, you're fine. You managed to, this isn't the way you came, but just out of the corner of your eye, you remember one of the streets, and you just duck through this alleyway and manage to sprint your way back. It's about 15-20 minutes into you absolutely pacing it. You stretch over the bridge. He's still chasing you. He's not necessarily near you. He is about sort of 60 feet behind you at the present moment. But now this person, whoever it is, has taken to the rooftops instead, which is slowing them down, but also meaning that you can't get a very clear line of sight of them. It's almost you're looking back briefly, and you can just see their head maybe at one point, and then you can't see them for a little while again. And then you look back a few minutes later, and you can finally see them again.
Did I take any damage from the crossbow bolt, by the way?
Oh, yes, you did. Oh, my god, yeah, this is interesting. She took 4 plus, so that's 8 piercing damage.
Mm-hmm.
And it was with disadvantage, so they don't get sneak attack. So there we are. So yeah, they're about sort of 60 feet behind you. You are
Got notice 2.
You can make me another perception check.
Oh, I'm just not very good at these, unfortunately. 16.
16. So far, just the one.
Okay. How far am I from the Temple of Apollo?
You are, so say you went to the root district around here. You have managed to make it all the way around. You have to go sort of like around this bit of the castle. Is almost just like more buildings and more this and that. But you can also go around it to get to this bridge. And then you have to get over this bridge. You are around like just by the bridge here. At the present moment. You're about
So
sort of,
is
if
he
you
now
keep...
on the bridge behind me?
He is, yeah. He's sort of like near these buildings, this sort of clump of buildings just by here, just by the castle. You can see just upon this rooftop, prepping almost to take another shot at you.
Can I hold person him? Or try and hold person him? 60
can,
feet
yeah.
range.
60 feet range.
It's
a whiz save.
Yeah, whiz save.
What's the DC?
17.
Do they have... No, they don't have proficiency in this. Straight roll. As you cast the spell, suddenly like this person just like aims up, you cast the spell, and a bolt isn't fired.
I'm
They
gonna...
seem held.
So are we about in the middle of the bridge?
You are fairly close to now the sort of, about quarter of the way of the bridge.
Okay. Can I go back and I'm going to grab him, but if I see anyone
To grab him, you would have to go back, climb up a building, and then grab him.
Are we still on a building? I thought we were on a bridge.
He's on a building looking over at you, who is running across a bridge.
Okay. Right, I'll just leave him then. I'll make my way back.
Okay. You keep running, making your way back to the temple. Make me one more athletics check, please.
It was only for a minute, that whole person, by the way.
Yeah, that's fair.
15. Oh, these are not excellent numbers.
But theirs really aren't either, as they're dexterity based. So, you manage to make it back to the Temple of Apollo. And as you charge back, one final perception check, please.
Actually, 1,000 of them. Perception. 4. No.
No, you just charge straight
I'm very
back.
tired.
Yeah, you are fucking knackered at this point. You're charging back into the temple, and as you charge back in, you don't realize there's potentially someone else here watching the temple. And another shot is fired. You can't see them, so it's fine. Thank God for advantage. 23.
Yes.
This will have a bit of sneak attack. So that's it's 5 piercing damage plus and 20 more piercing damage onto that.
Oh. Jeez.
As this crossbow just straight into your back, you stumble for a brief moment before clattering towards the round the corner towards the entrance of the temple, and you manage to make it into the temple. The priest is there. He's almost like, it's a fairly quiet evening, and then suddenly someone's like rushing down the street. He's almost poked his head out and seen you just charging into the place. What would you like to do? What would be happening?
Someone just see me enter.
Yeah, the priest who welcomed you all before.
Okay.
Has seen you enter.
Get back from the doorway.
Yeah. He's like, oh yes. Lets you in. Immediately shuts the door. The 2 lightly armored guards immediately sort of rush the door. Wait, what the hell? What's going on?
I went on an excursion and I was being tailed, and I think we're being tailed by a lot of people.
People? What do you mean, people? Like,
I didn't get a proper look, but they seem to be some sort of assassins.
fuck. What? We're a temple of healing. We don't barricade the place. We're not. Just anything. Just pews, tables, anything. Just barricade it. The two are like, yeah, sure. Rush over towards just like the pews that are there, and they just start like hauling them. And it's a very, very loud sort of noise. Dok and Balzanor, if you guys haven't yet gone to sleep, you would definitely hear a lot of this commotion. You would definitely be aware of a lot of this.
What time is it?
Right now, it's probably about 10:30. If you guys got in about sort of 8, 9-ish, it's probably about 10:30.
Probably
Maybe 11.
Like, yeah, probably would have spent like 2.5 hours trying to help people-ish before going to bed, so you might still be up at this point.
Yeah. So yeah, if you're still up, you definitely hear a lot of this commotion. Will Balzanor still be up, or was he immediately conking out?
I think he'd be up as well, to be fair.
That's fair. Yeah. Yeah, and you guys would hear a lot of this commotion. I think Galahad, you said you were conking out.
Yeah.
So.
Probably chew it out of you a little bit, being dead for 900 years and then coming back.
Yeah. I mean, you do have a point of exhaustion just from coming back. In such a manner. So Dok, Balzanor, you've both heard the commotion and can come over, and even the temple's priest would sort of walk over to Dok, your friend's back. Apparently, we're in some sort of trouble. You might want to go speak to him. What would you all like to be doing at this present? What would you all be doing?
Doklemir. I went to go find where Lord Baron Hill is staying, and I found that out, but I was tailed.
Did you get the address?
Yeah,
He did, yeah.
Oh, okay, he did get the address.
Yeah, he did get the address.
But yeah, I was attacked in the tavern I entered, and they trailed me basically all the way back here, and I think there's one just outside. I got shot. So I wouldn't mind some more healing if you haven't been overworked.
Have I used anything then?
Question for
That's up to you. What would you use on these people?
I mean, are they in need of like?
No, Griffin used his. I mean, they're commoners. They have like maybe 10 HP. Griffin used his channel divinity earlier on, so I'm happy to say that restored them to well enough. It's just general things of like these people are exhausted. They need fluids. They need food.
Okay.
They are terrified. They are like in the sort of like frightened conditions. So maybe just healing of their mind and calming down and things like that. Yeah. So I mean, if you wanted to use any spell slots, you don't have to. You can just make a medicine check to see how use other methods of healing that they might have there.
Mm-hmm. Okay. In that case, has Griffin still got any arrows in him? Or does he...
There was the one that it wasn't in him, but it definitely like grazed just sort of beyond his neckline as he was charging into the getting into the temple.
I thought I was a bit safe, and then I wasn't.
Dish out your wounds, then just the one. So you get one for it being a 1. You get 1 more on top, so you get 13.
Yay!
And your boy gets 3.
So before
I think we might need to keep watch. At least one of us there, because I think we are a target. There was at least 3 assailants after me. They killed a barkeep. They killed a lovely whore that I was talking to, called Eczema. So I think we might have stepped on some toes with our actions earlier today.
Can I ask, Ben?
Mm-hmm.
Would we have had a long rest from this?
At this point, no. It's been like an hour. You can have had a short rest if you'd like.
Yeah, fair.
You can, if you're there, as well as you, Galahad. You can roll. you know,
I'd get a
you'd have been
shot
lying. No, Doc, you would have been
I'm still,
helping
I'm
out,
still
healing
asleep,
people.
no?
Yeah, you're asleep and you've been sleeping for like an hour or so, so you would get the benefits of a sort of short rest, but not a long one as of yet. But yeah, so what is the plan? Are you going out and attacking? Are you just staying in and keeping a watch?
Staying in. Darkness is the tool of assassins.
Staying in.
I think we're well enough fortified here that whatever force we're up against, we'll go against the Temple of Apollo.
Probably try and get the story from Griffin of like exactly what happened.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe when he starts talking about her getting shot through a window, like start trying to go around and like where all the people are, see if we can like cover the windows or like close shutters and stuff like that, so there's no line of sight inside.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, you can begin. There's a very, very tall, thin sort of windows that you need these long sort of like sort of metal sort of hooks to go in and almost like pull the shutters down. But you can, certainly do that. And several of the other acolytes and people around there will help do that sort of thing.
Was there anything distinctive about the people that were trying to kill me?
They were very dark cloaks. You did notice that the short swords of the one that was downstairs had this sort of wavy like blade. That Doc can definitely denote is a type of thing that a certain people might use. The crossbow bolts had a certain sort of twist to them, which definitely denoted something. And if you mentioned the fact that you didn't hear any of the crossbow bolts going off, that might spark something in Doc's mind that, oh shit, hammers, crossbows that he crafted and that were stolen. Maybe these guys have them. Otherwise, just general black robes, trying to keep things like as tight as possible. A few sort of flowing elements and sort of like scarves along their thing, but keeping generally most of them covered from head to toe. Lightly sort of like leather armor type thing. Some studded leather, some elements of a sort of studs here and there, but that's basically it.
The black talons.
The black talons, yes. And as you're prepping,
as I'm going around, like, can I see out of any of these windows?
Yeah. You can definitely see out of some of them.
Yeah, like okay. As I'm going around shouting stuff, can I like take a look and just see if I can see anything?
Yeah. Quick perception check.
That's not right.
13. You're taking a look out, and you take a little bit of time to just sort of stand through, and you don't see the person. But you do see something fly through the window. A crossbow bolt. And it doesn't go for you. It misses. Clatters into the ground. You think, oh, fuck. And then you immediately shut the window. And some of the other acolytes as well, just as they're shutting the windows, another single crossbow bolt clatters through, misses the person entirely. But it's at that point you notice they weren't trying to hit you. The crossbow bolts are on fire. If they can't come in, they're going to try and burn you out.
Good luck in a fucking stone temple.
They can certainly try.
I've just got pews.
As the carpets the carpets they're fired into seem to fairly quickly catch light. You can see somewhat smoke begins to erupt from the wooden sort of large front door. And you guys have just barricaded yourselves in. And that is where we will pick things up in the next session with you guys in a burning temple. Fun!
Look forward to it.
Looking forward to it. Should be fun. Hope you guys didn't burn too many spells, or
Oh, God.
burn too many anythings.
Oh, I bet Matt feels really good about using another fire spell to burn that guy to the ground.
Yeah, I thought it wouldn't matter at all. I thought the fight's over. It'd definitely be reclaiming spell slots later.
You take a short rest, you gain something back as a sorcerer, don't you?
Possibly, you might gain some of your sorcery points back.
Matt, you've got 2 weeks to look it up.
Yes, because you are.
Oh, yeah.
Someone's not here next week.
Luke and I.
Me and Sam.
When do you?
There we go.
When do you come back?
The Friday.
Friday night, the 9th. I'm back in time for our game, Matt.
Ah,
On the Saturday.
that's if we have a game. They haven't put anything on the website yet. I'm gonna email the league guy now and just say, what the fuck?
God damn it.
Important football shit.
Well, there we are. Hope you all enjoyed.
Cheers, Ben.
Things are certainly heating up.
What do you mean?
Sorcerers do get anything on a short rest. Unless it's
they're
a
rubbish.
subclass feature.
What's up, class you, Matt?
Draconic Bloodline. Got plenty of time to look it up. I know paladins get their channel divinity back on a short rest, so you can have your channel divinity back if you used it.
Or had a short rest.
I was talking to Luke. You haven't had a short rest, so y'all don't get shit back.
Luke's not going to be awake. Galahad, he's out for the whole night.
Sleeping. Yeah. Conked out.
Galahad's conked out. And Griffin's not in his fancy armor.
Just can't hit like I used to.
Yes, so this should be rather interessante. I didn't think you'd go back to the temple, so that was
Oh, did you not?
interesting. No, I didn't.
I thought about standing and banging, but I just thought I would probably not last.
Well, yeah, you certainly don't know how many were after you.
You got lay on hands.
Yeah,
I do, but
to use it.
yeah, I was armorless and a lot of spell slots down, so I think I'd have been in a pickle. I think.
I have
I
no
was.
spells.
You spaff them like they're going out of style.
Yes. To be fair,
It
I
was,
thought,
No spell slots.
I thought all of those people and then the giant monster would have been enough for the day.
It may have been. And maybe if you hadn't fucking burned the guy, you might have learned a little bit more. But there we go.
Was that?
Or if one of your number hadn't split off from the rest of the group without taking anyone with them, things mightn't have gone so hairy. But it's all part of the fun.
It is all
And-
We live and we learn.
It's all
If we live.
Griffin's fault. Excellent.
Ah, yes.
You never know.
Well,
I'm not
JJ,
saying that.
as our
That's all.
designated minder, I'm not sure Doc did a very good job.
There are a lot of people to look after.
I've already healed them.
I mean,
You're
if
just
you're in
faffing
charge
around.
of the group, if they make a mistake, it's the fault of the leader.
Yes, exactly.
Absolutely. Yes.
Oh, son of a...
Right, well, I gotta head off. I'll speak to you guys, whoever's
week.
about Thursday, but otherwise,
A week after next.
yeah, week after next or next week for some games, and week after next for whatever, not next week. Yeah, week after next.